Listen, I'm sorry I'm late. I was downstairs getting me something to drink, and baby, I looked at the clock. Oh my God, I ran up these stairs. Can y'all hear me? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead on with my review for Heart and Hustle Houston, which was a great show. So we have this new reality show to review, Heart and Hustle Houston. It's on OWN, but baby, I had to research the production company because if it was another production company, that did this, you know, they have their reign, whatever. I was staying away from this show because their stuff is toxicity. Okay, so here's my first impressions. Let's talk about the title of this premiere episode, Make It Rain. The ladies are legit business owners. The ladies seem to be balling, aka well off. There seems to be no fakery going on like some other reality shows. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, okay, to get in the rooms. But it's how you hold up once you're up in the room and you got to prove yourself. It looks like a valid sisterhood. The ladies look to be real friends and acquaintances. And I say acquaintances because you can see from this episode who rocks with who. I turned I tuned into every moment, and that's a good thing for a premiere show. It was refreshing and it felt real, especially for the first episode to keep my attention. Cause normally there's the build up, but baby, they let a lot be known in this episode, okay? Especially Elena. I know there would be a conflict or a few conflicts. However, I'm hoping to see conversation, resolve, accountability, and moving on with respect. I'm excited about the show and I hope it lives up to the excitement. Okay, now let's begin the review. So we open up in Houston, Texas, which they call the Hollywood of Texas. We're introduced to Latoria Lemon. She's an award-winning publicist and a co-owner with a longtime client and big brother in this restaurant called Rain HTX, which is a lounge slash bar grill. So she's having a soft launch and she invites the ladies so that she can get their feedback. Chloe Cook was the first to arrive. She's a premier wedding and event planner. She's impressed with the decor and how Latoya appointed the restaurant. And the first thing I thought was, yeah, Latoya, okay, Chloe can put you on her list for recommendations for event spaces. So that's a good thing. Hey, Katie. Um, yeah, so ching ching for Latoria and Chloe. Okay. Then we have Manera Page. She enters as a former electrical engineer, a boss woman, now a full time content creator. She's a wife and a mother of four. Labrina Jackson is the owner of the Escape Spa. She said everything about her is big. Okay, girl. Then we have Rosia Pachado, aka Ro. She's a general manager at Victory. She is also a consultant for restaurants, bars, and nightclubs. And she helped a few celebrities open up restaurants. So listen, that's two people that can work in Latoria favor. She got the consultant for the restaurants, people that can help her get through, you know, her mistakes and make things right in her restaurant. And we got Chloe who could recommend her place for events. So that's a good thing. And then we have Elena Salisbury. She's the owner of the premier makeup studio Color du Jour and a makeup artist to celebrities. She's in transition And her marriage is a little rocky. So the ladies are seated, and the first topic to come up is Elena not wearing her wedding ring because it's silver. And I was like, baby, no, that was a red flag for marriage troubles, because we all know most women pride themselves on wearing their wedding ring. Okay. Chloe had a whole problem with Elena not wearing her wedding ring and had a lot to say, especially about Elena only being with one man. She feels like it's boring to be with one man. And Elena said her husband is fine. And Chloe was like, he ain't that fine. And I was like, ooh, Chloe is bold. She is bold. So Elena said her and Josh are taking a break. And Chloe said, y'all breaking up? And Elena said, no, we're just working on becoming best friends again. She also let it be known that her and Josh are sleeping in separate bedrooms. And I was just thinking, like, Elena, did you forget you on camera? Okay. Because not only are these ladies and Chloe going to talk about it, but you got eyes on you from the world. Okay. So Elena proclaimed, oh, I said that part. Elena proclaimed that her husband was fine, and Chloe was like, he ain't that fine. I thought that was a little disrespectful. Okay. But if Elena don't address it, it ain't gonna be a thing. But I feel like she's gonna address it in later episodes. Um, Now Chloe is gonna be the pot stirrer. She seems like she's a straight shooter, but it will be at the cost of some people's feelings. Now, will that backfire on her? Or we shall see. So Rhoda consultant notices that the services in Rain HTX was moving a little slow. We found out that Chloe is dating a younger man, aka a YN, named Jordan. That's her son age, and she's 17 years older than him. Baby, Labrina has a problem with Chloe dating someone that's that young. Manura, she is here for it. Chloe dating. Um, Hold on, let me see what these notes say. And Elena pretty much said Chloe shouldn't have anything to say about my marriage because she's dating a baby. And we found out that Ro is also dating the YNs and encouraged Chloe to go ahead and date a young man, okay, the YN. So the critiques start coming in about the restaurant and the slow service. And Latoria was like, but this, y'all do know that we're not open. It's just a soft launch. Um, Personally, I think Latoria took the feedback great. She acknowledged that she don't know much about the business, and that you know she want to learn. And Labrina let her know that in owning her own spa, her services has to be better than standard because black owned businesses get critiqued harder than other businesses. Now, did y'all ever see food come out? Because I didn't see no food come out. Because I would have loved to see the type of food that they're serving. And it would have been great advertisement for the restaurant. I don't know. Did I miss that? So we got Latoria. She invites Elena over to talk about the event at Rain HTX and to see if Elena was okay after, the way Chloe was grilling her. Elena said the only problem she had was Chloe coming at her husband or saying anything about her husband. So we find out that Elena and Josh have been married for 15 years and they worked together for 10 years. Now, I missed the business they were in together. Did she say that? Or was he a partner in her makeup business? Because that's what I'm trying to understand. So Elena expressed that them working together is putting a strain on their marriage and wants to separate their business so that she can focus on her career alone. And she hopes that it brings their marriage back together. Now, Elena, you left a lot up for question with that statement. But I will hold all my questions for a later date since this is only the first episode, okay? So now Latoria detects that Elena is not in a good place in her marriage. You think? She done let us know that they sleeping in separate bedrooms, like big red flag right there. Latoria suggests that they get bunk beds and sleep in one room to bring it all back together. I thought that was cute and funny. Side note, did y'all notice that Elena said she is done suffering in silence? It was right before the commercial break. Maybe something very serious must be going on if you suffering in silence, okay? But I'm sure that'll be revealed. And I wonder why she decided to come on this reality show to reveal, her marriage problems. Because, baby, when you bring it to the reality show, y'all getting a divorce. The statistics show, okay, that you will be getting a divorce. So we have couples date night hosted by Labrina and Will. She invites Elena and Josh, Norman and Manera. We find out that Labrina and Will live on a 5-acre ranch, and Will was a former cornerback in the NFL. So the ladies separate from the guys, and Labrina wants to make sure that Elena had a safe space to talk after the event because she felt like what was put out there on the table at the event was not the place and time to talk about. So Elena said everyone keeps asking about her marriage, but I need her to take some accountability on this because you put your marriage problems on the table. I just don't want Elena's marriage to overshadow what they're trying to do with the show or become the thing for the rest of the show. Because all the ladies seem to have great things going on, and I want to see it all develop. And with Elena saying everyone is asking about her marriage, she let it be known that there is no fire and no spark in her marriage. But she works hard and keeps it moving, not to think about it. It's crazy because right before the ladies went outside, the question that was addressed to Elena was about how do you stay in a marriage for 15 years? And she said a lady told her just to get naked. And her husband was like, well, do that tonight. Where, he tried to make it seem like everything was all good. But meanwhile, she's behind the scenes telling the ladies that it ain't all good. So we got Chloe with her 3 children, her oldest son, Neo, and I think she said Noah and Nolan by her husband, who unfortunately passed away 2 months after they got married due to a heart attack. Like, that is so sad. Okay, there seems to be tension between Chloe and her son Nico, and it's due to her dating the younger guy. Chloe wants to talk to Neo, but he is, totally ignoring her and wants to leave. He said, when you come, I leave. So, baby, there is some tension in that household. So basically, Nico feels that her dating, the YN, and he has a problem with it. But Chloe feels like he really shouldn't have no say on who she's dating. And I just got a question though. Do you have this young man, all up in your house that you dating? Okay, because that may be an issue that's going on. Your son definitely feeling, like this is my house. Because you already said that when your husband died, he stepped up to the plate. And you must have gave him a lot of say. But, I ain't going to go too far into that only because I want to see the rest of these episodes. Because I'm sure the story will develop. Because her son seemed like, like her, he going to say what he needs to say. So the next episode, we have the ladies meet at Latoria's house. Chloe and Ro meet up. Chloe and Ro comes over, and they talk about Chloe and Ro dating these younger men. Latoria feels like, yeah, these younger men gonna date these older women because they're gonna be sugar mamas, and the YNs are here for it. Hey, that could be a motivator. Okay. So Ro let us know that she tried to quit her job at Victory because she wants to do something different. Now, she says that Rico, now if you looked at the scene, she was sitting down talking to this guy, Rico. She said that, that's her brother, I think she said, or like a brother. But it gave me, in my opinion, that, they used to mess around with each other. But we'll see. We will see. Because he ain't even take her resignation serious. Okay. Um, so they, meaning Chloe and Ro, talk about dating various men. And Latoria said she's not a rotation girl. It's too confusing. She would mess things up juggling different men. She said that's a full-time job right there. And it is. It can be. Okay. So Elena and Labrina, they meet up after the couples night. I think Elena said she called Labrina because, she feel like she could be honest with Labrina. Elena said she's always act like everything is good, basically putting on appearances, but she is suffering. She said Josh is in the guest room and that they are not aligned. So Labrina lets Elena know that she's been through a lot with William, even cheating while he was in the NFL. But she said the man she has now is definitely a different man. And pretty much after that, Elena gets emotional and lets us know that when she was engaged to Josh, he cheated on her and she went through the wedding. Well, she went through with the wedding because she didn't want people to think that she was weak. Baby, he done broke the covenant. He done broke your trust. And you still went through with that wedding? No, not me. I don't care if the venues was paid for. I don't care if the wedding venue was paid for. I don't care if the honeymoon was paid for. I would not have married that man because it's hard to come back trying to trust a man. Now, what I need to know is did they go through therapy? But I guess we'll find all of that out as the show progresses. Hopefully, we find all of that out. But that was pretty much the episode. Again, it was a really good episode for, especially for the first show. And I'm looking forward to watching the next episode. Um, Thank you guys for listening. Uh, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment in the comment section. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.